welcome back to CrestVahllen D&D, the Argent Flame. Well, not the Argent Flame, Baker's Dozen! Okay, well, this is Gluten Talk. Today we're talking about episodes 20... Gluten Talk. We're talking about episodes 20 to 21 and everything that happened in between them, and sometimes our own little lives. Wonderful. Great. So, guys, I guess we should start off with Benjin and Kenjin. Benji
and Ken. I love Benji. I mean, I'm just saying. Super cute turtle. That's all.
Could have had
that was fun.
On the team.
When it came down to be like, hey, what kind of hats do we have for this? I'm like, do you have a swimmer's cap? And I'm like, oh no. Okay. I don't think you understand just how sometimes it's stressful to be like, hey, TJ, come up with something out of the fucking blue. What's in the hat box? What's in the hat box? What kind of hat box is? I have gone to websites and studied different types of hats, even gotten so far as to like study derby hats, just so I'm prepared for things that you guys would come up. I haven't made a list. It's just been like, oh, okay, so I understand terminology as far as like, oh, this is a chapeau, this is a ba-ba-ba, this is a...
Yeah, what did you say today? Wolf's tooth?
Oh, houndstooth. Houndstooth is a type of like a print, and
it's
so
like that tweed kind of thing.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. It's like tweed houndstooth. Yeah. So yes, this box of hats has become a small source of stress in my life. I
mean, it could just be like baseball caps and ball. You don't have to get fancy with it. They can just be like,
There's no crying in baseball. There's no baseball here. But there's Bionicle.
It's kind of a fun. There's Bionicle.
Bionicles.
Oh, yeah, what is
Bionicles?
But there are Bionicles.
What is Bionicle?
Bionicles.
Is that what you asked?
Isn't it like the little mechanical fold up things?
Sort of.
Yeah.
They're like Lego action figures from like the early 2000s.
Yeah, but like not Lego. It's like if Lego and K'NEX had a baby.
No, it is Lego though.
It is, but it's like not the bricks. It's like, I guess it is owned by Lego, but it's not
Lego though. Yeah.
So what's special about this Kuatoa Bionicle?
It's like
it's a Kuatoa fetish.
Yeah, think Kuatoa plus Elemental plus Lego plus K'NEX. That's what it is.
And it's articulatable. So it can like move its hands, its mouth opens, goes.
I had a bunch of them. I did collect them when I was a kid.
Me too.
I know they are.
Yeah.
I had ones where you pull the arm back and it would shoot discs across the room.
Yeah. Oh yeah, hell yeah.
Oh, was that the freeze one?
Yeah, it's like a bunch of them had.
I think I had one. I had a freeze one. I think
some like threw axes, some like shot discs across the room. And
yeah, they were cool as hell.
At one point, my parents were like, "Stop doing that! You're gonna poke people's eyes out." I'm like, "I'm the youngest one here. Whose eye am I gonna poke out?"
Watch one of the twins would want a Bionicle.
I think
you have the Kuatoa one.
Oh, Duna and Una, you mean?
No, the twin aisle twins.
Oh, they start a whole war over Bionicles.
Original collector's edition because they're like 300 years old or whatever it is. Because they're halflings. Yeah.
Totally see that happening. I mean, like think about the child emperor of Ba Sing Se or the child king of Ba Sing Se about how he was like, "Oh, this is my pet bear. Like I'm really into Bionicles." Like here, I got you a new Bionicle. You have a new Bionicle. I'll start a war.
I'll trade you for these 3 continents.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
You could have the city.
I don't like this archipelago.
Yeah, I didn't like that archipelago anyway. It always rains.
Right.
Cool. So we have leather old style football aviator cap Benji, who was a little unsure about the whole interaction, but he was just happy to be here. And
I mean, I just see a really cute anime picture of both him and Kenji in my mind.
They are really cute anime characters. Yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Miyazaki kind of almost style, you know?
Yeah, and Kenji's kind of like, a little out of touch. He knows his craft, but as far as like other stuff, he's like, yeah, as long as you say so, I'll believe you. A little out of touch. Like, you put algae on it? Feels good, sure.
Yeah, I feel like we kind of like got a lot of stuff there for not very much money at all.
Yeah, we definitely took advantage a little bit, but I was
He's not
trying
really a
to.
But
merchant.
that's what he wants, though. That's the kind of stuff he wants. You know, he doesn't need money. So like, what you know?
He is a bit eccentric.
Yeah, I mean, algae would block the sun. Not
Yeah.
well,
The
but
hat, you got
I
cool
love how he
hat.
put it like in the hat too. He's like, "Yep, that's where it needs it." Like what?
At
Yep,
the end of this
I know.
story arc, eventually, like 2 years from now, from playing, you're gonna like come across a swamp monster and actually just Kenji that's just covered his body in algae.
Oh God.
you're like, oh hey, what's up, man?
Algae man.
You're like, yeah, well, the algae listens to me now. Rather than crushing it up, I just hang it on my body, and it's
Oh God.
because it's my friend. It helps me do things.
Kenjal. I don't know. I'm trying to put algae and Kenji together, and it's close, but
Kenjalgi?
not quite there.
Algae.
Kenjalgi.
Kenji.
Algae.
Kenji.
Oh, I just said algae
Yeah.
again. I tried to put it
Yeah,
together. I just said
yeah, it's
algae.
weird, right? It's very
He just said algae again.
strange. Algae, maybe.
Algae.
Yeah.
Algae, take me away. Like
Algae,
Algae.
take me away. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. Yes, and
I
then
like how
travel.
mysterious he was.
How mysterious?
Kenji.
It's mysterious. Yeah, so that's the
Mysterious.
cool thing. I have a soft spot in my heart for traveling merchants that are a little touched. Like they're just like a little like, I don't know what the hell's going on, but I'll do business with you as long as like they're so
Yeah.
involved in their craft that like other common sense just doesn't occur to them. I always love that. The little kooky traveling merchants are my favorite. I can't wait to be an old man that's just a kooky traveling merchant. That's my dream job.
we'll
That
keep
pic
that
is
in
cool
mind.
as hell.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
Going from-
the archaeologist take. Yeah, I will update the CrestVahllen hub, and actually just go ahead and check out the CrestVahllen hub for that stuff because I'll be updating there. I have a picture of the whirlpool dart. I have and information on the whirlpool dart. Thank you to Griffin Saddlebag for that one, I believe. Griffin Saddlebag does some really cool stuff. So thank you for making your stuff readily available to the public, and I do a little Patreon to them, so that's nice that they share that stuff. Definitely saves me time as a DM from coming up with hundreds and hundreds of magic items that you might come up with and encounter in the world. So yeah, it's really cool. The whirlpool dart is cool. It has a nice artist rendition of what it is on there, and I'll post that on there with the description. And a big shout out to Bumblefox at Bumblefox Creations for creating the archaeologist pick. I let them know last night that I needed a archaeologist pick that had some abilities, and they were like, "Yeah, I'll get that done at like 9 a.m. You got it, bud." And,
Sick. Amazing.
And yeah, he's been amazing with it. He's done really great work. You should definitely follow him at Bumblefox Bumblefox_creations on Twitter or Instagram. They have some really cool stuff. Magic items, creatures, spells, the whole work. So definitely check
Yeah.
that out.
I thought that was super cool, and that could come in super handy. The fact that you can basically be like, I need to find X, and it's any sort of earthen material is incredibly useful.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty cool.
I love the fact that you can recharge in our short or long rest too. So if you need to take a short rest, be like, hey, we were looking for diamonds. We found some diamonds because we need some revivify because we're underground. We're doing some mining. Awesome. Cool. Hey, we're
Right.
looking for a golem that's been tracking us that's made of this type of material, and you set it to that. It'll let us know if it gets close to us. But
If there's a
it's, like,
golem
through
30 feet
walls.
away, I think we're gonna know about it.
Yeah,
right?
well, here's the thing too, is that it permeates any type of material as long as it's not solid adamantine. So,
Right.
so if it's like in
Oh,
another
God.
tunnel that's nearby, but not like through the wall, you can sense things that are like tremor, like earth sliding or earth gliding or like tremor sensing through the earth too. So you can sense it in another tunnel that's like 30 feet away too. So that's helpful as well.
Super cool.
Amazing
Yeah.
if you guys do end up if we end up doing like some underground arc. Very helpful for finding gemstones, metals, spell components, so you don't have to spend money on them.
Cool.
So is that just like the nearest object again? Is it like just locate object?
No,
Or
so basically Tamrin.
is it like it shows all different spots in a sense.
No. So what it does is that Tamarin can whisper the name of a type of earthen ore, mineral, or
Yeah,
material.
like gold.
Oh, right. For gold, we should be playing some other music here, but whatever. Whatever. And what it does is that if he says gold, it'll let you know if gold is within 30 feet of you. It's like that dagger from the Lord of the Rings, or that sword from the Lord of the Rings that lets you know if goblins are nearby or whatever. Or orcs are nearby or whatever it is. And same thing like that. It doesn't tell you where the direction is. It doesn't make them glow. It just says, hey, there's gold within 30 feet of you. Period. Granted, if you have gold on you, it's always going to glow.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
If you have silver on you, if you
why.
have types of metal on you, it's always going to glow.
Hey guys, give me all your gold. I'll go stand 30 feet away.
Yeah, that would be a way to do it.
Yeah, you do that.
Yeah, simple solution.
You like take off all your
And
swords and shit. Give me your shit. Go put it with the rest. I'll take the lead and see if we can.
And then the cave collapses.
And then you're talking about your stuff. Although having it have on a sorcerer is pretty good because the sorcerer doesn't have really too much need of metal armor or weapons as much because they rely mostly on the magic. So, granted, I will let you know some errata on the weapon that's not included in its description is that it does not detect itself. So if you ask it to detect like a steel or iron and carbon, that kind of thing, and coal, it will not detect itself.
What does it look like? Just kind of a regular pickaxe?
Yeah, I have the description here that I... Whoops. Kind of. It's in the description.
Okay.
Is it?
I'm so sorry. If I pull it up on the description, I'm going to ruin the stream, and I don't want to do that. Yeah, it says it has like a wooden handle and like an old galvanized steel pick.
Oh, yeah.
That has been worn, and so you see some of the galvanization is like coming off, and see like the iron and steel under it. And then it has runes carved upon the metal like head pick part and upon the wooden shaft.
I also really like the swordfish spikes for Nakano. Like, I feel like, yeah, you're just turning into more and more of a badass, and it's like if I were to meet you on the street, I would be a little
More
scared.
and more?
Yeah.
I love that. So the emo is kind of like
I know.
the
Just like,
Yeah.
It's like
Super
badass
fun.
+1.
Yeah, so here's the deal. The cool thing with that is that I'll say, because these are so fucking cool, that these count as like brass knuckles, but they're like swordfish tipped knuckles that you're proficient with. So it would count as like unarmed strikes, but with them you do 1d4 instead. It's pretty much meaning that if you were ever caught without your weapons, but you still have like your armor and your gloves on you, you still could do damage with they count as a light like finesse weapon. You could still do sneak attack with unarmed punches, which is insane. So if you are ever like disarmed for something, be like, hey, you can't bring weapons into here, and you're like, no, this is a fascist statement, and be like, okay, sure, whatever. You could still fucking brutally murder somebody with your sneak attack damage with those things.
Damn. This
you
might
just
be my
continue
new
to
favorite
perforate
thing
them.
Yeah. Even just to scare somebody, you know?
Fashion that stabs.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I'm excited to see what Macheni comes up with as far as like some really cool spine dorsal fins that she can put on your shoulders to have like spiked shoulder pauldrons too.
Talk to me. We can do some surgery, you know? It's
I love it. You're gonna look so emo punk. It's awesome. I'm so excited.
Doctor, nurse.
I'm close to death. I'm very spiky. Don't touch me.
I mean, it could be kind of cool. You could get like some poisonous spikes from like one of those lionfish or something and actually do poison damage with it too.
So cool.
Wow.
Excuse me while I go create a lionfish armor now.
Okay. I'm writing this down right now.
Okay.
Need to find poison.
Lionfish armor sounds
for you.
so fucking cool.
You want a knuckle sandwich?
Oh my god. Okay, that's your new one. That's your new.
That for next week.
Oh, I'm sorry.
It's okay. Not everybody watches Gluten Talk. You can totally do it. In fact, like nobody watches Gluten Talk. But that's okay. But hey, as Cameron
Yeah.
likes when I say,
It's gotta be
You're here and
positive.
you're watching. Thank you.
you're watching, and we thank you so very much.
You're thanking me? Thank you.
Yeah.
Because I'm
And
watching.
Cameron loves it when I say that we have fun here, so we have fun here.
Yes.
We do have fun.
Dude,
here.
I wait for it like every episode. I'm like, when is he gonna say it? When's he gonna say it? He said it probably like 7 times before I started mentioning it. Then
Oh,
ever
man.
since then, he never mentioned it again. I'm like, oh man, what have I done?
It's like my funny excuse for like, oh, things have gone completely off the rails. What does it matter? We're having fun.
He said it again.
So, all right, last thing we should probably talk about, since we're supposed to be talking about the episodes, is cool storm. Amazing job, guys, on the storm. That could have gone a lot bad, although some pretty bad rolls as far as the travel. You guys still with your abilities were able to. Not your fault, of course, just chance. You guys were able to, with your abilities, keep the deleterious effects to a minimum and ameliorate most of them. And you've eventually found your way to the island, the Bagaket Archipelago, guys. This weird, constant raining area. Whereas this sense of this planar portal nearby, of breaking the surface of water, and Captain Avery getting this very odd vibe from the area. Guys,
Is he getting like telepathic things again? Voices in his head?
and you don't know. What he said is pretty much like the only time I felt this way was when me and my crew started to hear the voice of what it sounded like an angry god near the area that caused us to like not go into town anymore and force us to eat each other and eat my own.
Oh, I see. So we're just near an angry god, is all.
That's how he.
Yeah, no
described
big deal.
Remember that story that what's her name? The half-orc bartender. She's not with you anymore. She stopped. She's
Una?
Oh, she's
Larna?
probably sick.
Larna.
Yeah, she's probably at the bread and breakfast.
She's
right?
probably at the bread and breakfast. Yeah. She's the new bartender at the bread and breakfast.
Hey, nice.
Remember when she told you like the story that remember when she told you the story of Captain Avery while Captain Avery was at the bar, unbeknownst to you guys?
Yeah.
That kind of thing is the kind of feeling that he's getting here. This just old, angry feeling. Now, remember, the area that you went to that gave you that feeling, that gave Avery this feeling, you found that temple to Coralon with that odd tentacle under the underside of the ceiling of where that Istitia mosaic was that got broken. Remember when you did like the joint campaign with the other campaign? So it makes sense, kind of heralding the kind of like the closer and closer you get to uncovering what's going on with this eldritch idol, the more dangerous and ominous and dark things become. So,
cool.
Yeah,
I'm wondering what gonna have to question him a lot just so our crew doesn't just kill each other while we're
right. Making sure Captain Avery doesn't just cut and run or eat each other.
Everyone just doesn't eat each other, you know?
Yeah. I mean, do you want to pretend that it's another orgy day or something? Like, just tie him up, you know?
I mean, we can't tie up the whole crew.
No, but I mean, at least him. We can.
I'm just saying, like, the whole crew started eating each other.
It's not
Yeah.
much
That was
we
an
can do
issue.
about that.
Yeah, well, and
gonna do
remember
that.
the story was that they were so afraid of like the voices that they were hearing in the heads and this like odd oppressive presence that they refused to go inland to search for food and weren't able to like leave because they were like searching for treasure, and it's to the point where they went mad, didn't leave, stayed where they were and started eating each other.
But their ship was inside a cave, so they clearly went inside the island.
That's where you found it on that island. Doesn't whether that where this is a very good point, but whether that was the original ship or not, or some ghostly things happened, and like, you know, because magic is wibbly wobbly and timey-wimey, and undead are weird and can sometimes interact with the real world. So who knows as to what the actual true story? Again, this is a sailor story, so who knows what the actual thing that happened was?
Sure.
All you know is that some force caused, or something that they perceived as a force caused them to go mad and eat each other. And what was left were angry souls with unfinished business.
Seems like this voice only affects humans too.
I wouldn't assume that all of his crew were humans, though, right?
All of
Like,
his
I
crew
feel
were not
like,
humans. No.
yeah.
No, they were
Just because
humanoid.
of the-
Human, yeah.
Just because of the makeup of the world, at least in that area, right? So
Probably not even that many humans, right? Humans are probably a minority.
Interestingly enough, humans are the most widely spread race among the entire planet, or at least continent of CrestVahllen, is what you know of. They survive in all. They survive in all environments, and they survive in all cultures. They granted there are fewer of them than in other places. The Greater Protectorate of Hilnsfarn is the kind of viewed as the human nation, and there are more humans there than there are other races, but there's a more veritable assortment of races there than in any other nation. As it accepts a ton of other races. There's just such a big melting pot. Whereas a lot of the other nations, a lot of the areas around the continent of CrestVahllen, including the Twin Isles, humans are kind of secondary as far as their populace. Most of a lot of other sections have for example, the Maw, the Maresian, the Coalition of the Golden Dawn, the biggest population is that of Kenrin, and then it's humans, and then it's gold dwarves, and then a couple of smatterings of other races and tieflings and stuff like that. Whereas Solis is mostly tiefling, and then humans. Humans are usually the second rung, except for the Greater Protector of Hellsfarn, just because they're spread all over. There isn't a nation or a environment or landmass or whatever that doesn't have humans on it. I would say the one that probably doesn't the most would be Sarnle, the Lithuanian Confederacy, just because they're very we're elves, we don't want to dirty our blood, but there's half elves and dark elves and all that sort of jazz there. But so they're probably on the low. There are not as many humans there than there are in other places. But yeah. So
people have birthdays.
I'm sorry?
Do people have birthdays?
Yeah,
of course. Birthdays.
Yeah, the people are born.
When's my birthday?
When do you want it to be?
Yeah.
Today!
Yay, it's your birthday as you go into ominous danger.
Can it all be our birthday today?
You can all sure, whatever you guys want. You can all have the same birthday.
I think we get it.
You've been fated to travel together because you were all born on the same day in different years.
Yeah.
Ooh. All right, guys. I think that's all the time we have. Thank you so much for watching Gluten Talk, and as always, goodbye and stay safe out there. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.